All right, guys. This is my boy Splinter, man. Welcome to Paradigm Entertainment Productions. We're back with another Sessions with Sandman. Splinter, introduce yourself, my brother.
My name is Splinter from Bakersfield. Excuse me. And I'm also from Prison POV, YouTube channel.
Sir, man, you guys need to check him out, man. He's got stories, one-liners, jokes. I mean, dude, hey, man, it's entertaining as hell. So, Splinter, man, I want to get your life story, brother. You can start off at your childhood, wherever you want, man. Just let's start from a certain point, and we'll just move on, and I'll interject as questions come to me, man.
Okay. I've noticed in life, man, you probably have two that there'll be turning points. Like a major event will happen that will really kind of change the course. And so I'll say the first major thing that happened in my life that affected the course, not to go too far back, but when I was 2 years old, my mom had a stillborn because she has a rare blood type. She was 8.5 months pregnant with my sister. And the doctor gave her a shot. Shouldn't have gave it to her because of her rare blood type, or should have gave it to her sooner. Something to do with the shot. He messed up. And so it literally killed my sister. My mom carried her for like 10 days straight, and she was actually dead inside of her. And then she had the stillborn. And they kept her whacked on pills because she's like, I don't feel the baby moving. And they were scared to tell her. So anyways, my dad wanted to sue the doctor. He really messed up. Could have got, millions. And my mom didn't want to. And that caused a big problem with them. They divorced. And then put my mom off on a sick one because she had a past of she was raised on foster homes and on drugs. Then she got married and settled down. And when that happened, put her on a sick one. And she had 10 brothers and sisters. And after that, I was basically raised by all my mom's brothers and sisters for pretty much all my elementary school years and into junior high and going to my dad. My dad, I couldn't be around him because his new wife didn't like me or didn't like my mom. It was like, yeah, right. You're not going to go visit your son. You just want to go see your ex-wife. So he's like, well, I pumped the brakes on that. So yeah, I was raised by my mom's 10 brothers and sisters for the most part. Okay, very unstable, bounced around a lot.
So after that unfortunate event, man, of the doctor giving your mom something he should not have given her, right? And you have the stillborn, like you said, you were raised by your 10 aunts and uncles. Like, were you passed around, or did you have any stability at one point?
No, it was passed around quite a bit. Passed around because they weren't. I'm not gonna go there. Never mind. I'll hold a little bit back. Passed around to answer your question. Yeah, you get burned out. I wouldn't get burned out. You bring someone in your home. It's cool at first. You want to do a favor. You start getting burned out, or passed on to the next one. Or sometimes I would leave because I didn't like the treatment or whatever. So it wasn't until I was in 7th grade that I moved in with my dad and I had a stability. But it's really weird because at that point my dad felt guilty because he had not seen me my whole childhood. Then when I was in 7th grade, he left his wife that he had didn't like me. So I moved in with him and he felt guilty. And to raise the way I was, bounced around and not having really, they loved me, but they didn't have that unconditional biological love. It was aunt and uncle love. It's not, they'd have their own kids. They'd treat much better, as you can imagine, that sort of thing. So I learned to manipulate to get what I want. And that's how I was, fuck, I don't know the way to word it. Apologize for cussing. But yeah, I became a manipulator. Like I had to. And then I would manipulate my dad. He felt real guilty. He had a lot of money and he felt guilty for leaving me hanging and raising those harsh environments. And so buying me stuff and make him feel better. So it's like, I get a guitar, I get some shoes, I get a shirt, and he wouldn't say no, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that led to the drug addiction.
At what age so what drug did you use, first drug you used? And what age were you when you did?
I started smoking weed like freshman year in high school. And then I started using meth though, like a junior in high school, and started shooting up with needles like at 16. And see, so I moved in with my dad because, like I said, he divorced the wife that he had, didn't like me. So I was able to move in with him. Then he hooked up with another woman, and she had a lot of money, a lot of property. And she had some sons that were a little bit older than me. And her and my dad came to the conclusion, like, let's just put our sons in one of our rental properties, and you and I will just go live over here together. And we'll just pay their bills, and they won't be in our hair because they're high school, and her kids are, I think, fresh out of high school. So we just pretty much was a party pad. And it was an Oildale, it's on Oildale section of Bakersfield. I don't even know if you can call it a section of Bakersfield, but Oildale is Bakersfield. But it's a neighborhood, or maybe it's more than that. Hard to explain. I'll have to break it down in the video. But Oildale, California, north of Bakersfield, full of drugs, man. Yeah.
In Oildale, it's full of drugs, but it's also full of oil workers, right?
Yeah.
And that's where it stems from, because that's a lot of money you make, and then your wear and tear on your body. I understand you also worked on the oil rigs too, but we'll get to that a little later.
Yeah,
So you're in Oildale, right? How old are you at this time?
16 or 17. I dropped out of high school and was working.
Okay.
For my uncle had a furniture repair shop, and the guy that we lived in. It's funny you mentioned that oil field workers, and how it would be all over Oildale. There'd be houses and there'll be little back houses, and that's where the oil field dudes would live. All these people built little one-room houses to rent out to the oil field guys. Because during the boom, we had the Kern River right there, and that's where they were drilling for oil. And that's why it's called Oildale, and the Kern River is right there. So yeah, all the Oildale oil field workers had those little back houses, and that's what we were living in. And but the front house was drug dealers, and they would want people to pull up in the alley and walk through our yard, our little back house, to get to them to get the drugs, and they'd pay us in drugs. And
Oh,
I was,
okay.
I was 16, 17 years old.
And so you're using speed at this point. So
Yeah.
are they
Yep.
paying you in speed, or are they
Yep.
okay, so you're 16, 17. When was the first time that you got your first opiate?
First time I what?
You got your first opiate. Am I a little low on the volume?
No, you know me, I'm deaf a little bit. So, but what was the question? One more time, brother, please. First time I got my first.
First time you got introduced to heroin or opioid pills like Norcos or
Opioid.
something.
Okay, opioid. Okay. That happened when it's real funny because I did my second violation in Mesa Verde CCF with one of the homeboys, Ironwood. He's real big into pills. And he was telling me about Oxycontins, these little yellow pills. He was selling them, he was getting them,
Those are the 40s, right?
Yes,
the
40s,
yellows
yellow
are
40s.
yeah, okay, yeah.
That's all he talked about. Like the whole violation, he talked about these Oxycontins. So then I get out, I'm staying at this motel, bump into this random weird chick named Peaches. And then comes in my room. I was trying to get rid of her until she broke out some Oxycontins. I was like, whoa, you can kick her for a little bit longer. Like I heard about those things.
Yeah.
Let me check them out. And I did one and really liked it, man. I started doing them. Then I hooked up with this girl that her grandpa was getting them prescribed, but didn't like them, so made him itch. I was like, well, that's what I like about them. Finding out how that's what you don't like. I enjoy the itching. So grandma would sell them. Through me, I'd be selling them. So then I just worked up this big opioid habit off those Oxycontins, dude. That's like 25.
Okay, so that was okay. So let's back up a little bit. So I didn't know it was that big of a jump into your mid 20s.
Yeah, it was that big of
So
a jump. I did speed. I was a prankster gangster, bro, from like 16 all the way to 25. That was my DOC. My drug of choice is meth.
And so, and a lot of people I've heard, go down a similar road. They start with like alcohol, weed, then they'll jump onto like cocaine or speed or whatever, and then all of a sudden they run into the opiates and they're like, wait a minute, this is way better than.
Form, huh? I know. Yeah,
and so
I was kind of doing both for the longest time too, but
Belushi's, speedballs.
Yeah, but no, not at the same time, but like do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, Yeah, I have done at the same time as well. But
I got you. I've never done speed or meth, but I've had Adderall prescribed, and I've asked people, is Adderall similar to that? And they're like, it's just stronger. I'm like, you can keep that, because I hated the way it made me feel. But it turned me into a zombie. I didn't want to talk, antisocial, just want to do like math work and shit. And then I'd play guitar for like 6-7 hours, and that's how every day I come home.
Same here.
Yeah,
it's funny, dude.
So I run out of schoolwork, and then all of a sudden I play guitar, and that's how I learned how to play. I taught myself to play, and I know we'll get into music in a little bit, but so you're 16, 17 out in Oildale.
Yeah, let me say this real quick about that, because I had this homeboy named Jason, man. He could play guitar real good, and he had a fine old lady, man. When he'd come to my house, he'd be like, let me play racks. Let me play racks. He'd be real wired out. All the other homeboys would be like staring at his old lady, and he'd just be playing for hours, dude. Everyone's staring at his old lady. He's playing the axe. But yeah, okay. So what were you gonna say?
So you're 16, 17. Let's jump in between that 17 to 25, that little area right there. So you're 17. You're working at the furniture repair shop. What happens after 17, 18?
Okay, good question, by the way, bro. Man, you're made for this, homeboy. Because I got to tell you, that's an excellent question. Your timing, everything, dude. Props for you, because you're really, great question. So right after that, I ended up meeting what ended up being my first wife, this girl named Heather. And it's funny because she knew that I was on the meth real bad. When she came to my house, she came over with her cousin to get some meth, but she didn't do it. Gave him a ride. She saw me, was attracted to me, stole my Pantera CD, Vulgar Display of Power. I believe it just came out, but didn't steal it from me. To steal it from me, she cooked me dinner and called me up and said, hey, I got your Vulgar Display of Power CD at my house. come over and get it. I took it. You have it back. You eat dinner that I cooked you. I was like, what? Went over there, ate the dinner, ended up hooking up with her. She knew I was high. And then after about 6 months, she was repulsed by the drugs, hated them, hated everyone on them, hated all my homeboys, didn't want me on them, wanted me to quit. And it's like, you knew I was on them. And then it's like funny how all of a sudden you told me to stop on a dime, you know? So we'd fight over that a lot. And that's why I started going to county jail a lot because of her. It's funny because I did a lot of dirt, but didn't really get caught for a lot of stuff. Why I went to county jail so much in the beginning was terrorist threats because of her. Because when they first made the terrorist threat law, all I had to do was call and say, hey, Sandman said he's going to kill me. And they would come arrest you, you're going to jail, dude. That's it. She just call and say, hey, my husband, he said he's going to kill me. And they put a warrant out, boom, I'd be in jail. Get 5 months, have to do 90 days. I did that, bro, probably 10 times, bro. Got 5 months for terrorist threat, had to do 90 days because of violent crime, 2/3. But they change it now. Now you actually have to say how you're going to do it and with what weapon. It has to be more to it than that because that's some chicken shit, man.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. There has to be more to it because, like, in the heat of the moment, bro, and plus you were on meth, man. Like, a lot, if people don't know, you're not yourself. I've seen people like literally use it, and then all of a sudden I can't be around them because they're just not the same person, man. They're just they're not there. Like mentally, they're not there. So those words didn't have any weight behind them. And I know you, so it's just like, man, it is chicken shit. So
one time we're arguing over the phone. We're arguing over the phone. I was eating a burrito and I had some Taco Bell, and I was like, I'm gonna kill you with this Taco Bell sauce pack. Just talking out of the side of my neck. Exactly, meant nothing. I think I said that in Pittsburgh. Threatened to kill her with a Taco Bell sauce pack. Like, come on now.
If you could get that, man, that'd be kind of funny to see. Like,
I know, man. Maybe you could put like 100 of them in a sock or something.
What? Even that, man, it'd be like a cat, you know, just pawing you. You know, it wouldn't hurt. But so you start doing these 5 months, 90 days. So
yes,
you start meeting people, I'm sure, in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Splinter's part of the Woodpile. We'll get into how we got his nickname in a little bit, but you're starting to meet people. Are you starting to like go towards more of that lifestyle, or like what are you thinking? Like what's going through your head?
Well, because drugs, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but in Bakersfield, drugs and the jail scene, it's like this. It just goes together. When you're out doing drugs, running around, you're going to see dudes who just got, oh, there's homeboy who just got out. Or, you know, where's homeboy? He got busties in. You're going to see the dudes with Bakersfield tatted on their stomach in Old English. And you see the homeboys. You know, before you go to prison or kind of jail, it's like, oh, you know, damn, those are the homeboys, you know. Especially in my neighborhood, Rex and Acres, there's a lot of them. Seen the homeboys. So I feel like I got schooled quite a bit, too, just in my neighborhood, even before I went to county jail. And then you go in there and just continues. But yeah, you start meeting people in there. I got my nickname, like you pointed out a minute ago. And it's just, especially when you come out and start doing drugs, you're just going to bump in the same homeboy's head because, like I said, it's intertwined.
So you're there, right? Did you get your nickname in county, or did you get that in
county jail?
Okay,
county jail.
So let them know how you got your nickname, man.
All right, my homeboy Ron Owens started calling me Splinter. He said I was not big enough to be a wood. I was a splinter. So, you know, a splinter is like a little piece of a wood. So I didn't like it, and it stuck. Splinter, Splinter. And then, like I said, I'd get out, and I'd come back sometimes 2-3 weeks, maybe 30 days later, walk in, I meet someone, hey, what's up? My name's Chris. Someone over here, hey, Splinter's back. What's up, brother? There's always that one person from before. Always. And it just stuck, man. Before you know it, I have to start saying Splinter, or else it looks like, you know, I'm trying to dodge my own name. So, no, I had to run with that after a while.
I got you. What name, like a lot of people don't ask this, but what name would you have liked to have if you could have picked it?
I thought of that, man. Shoot, I don't know. I don't think I would ever really be able to think of a good name. I remember when I was 12 years old, I was going to be like in a rap group. My cousin, his buddy. And I tried forever to think of a rap name. I just couldn't do it. I think I ended up coming up with Gold D. That was my rap name when I was 12 years old. Never did make any songs. It was just like, you know, joking one weekend. But yeah, I struggled to come up with Gold D, and that wasn't even top notch. So I don't know what would have been if I had left my own devices and to come up with it myself. It'd probably have been pretty far out.
Yeah, but, I mean, you probably would have come up with something good, man. Knowing you would have just been sitting around like, got it, you know, like 3 days later, you know. But
I've given a couple of nicknames out.
Oh, you have? What's like your favorite one you gave out?
Well, I really like this guy Vandal. I gave him the nickname Vandal. He was there because back in the day, the Pepsi machines, when they first start taking dollar bills, it was easy to cut in through the top. you had some snips, some metal snips or something, you could get in there and get that money. And that's what Vandal was doing. He got busted. He would always break in these soda pop machines, and they'd get him for vandalizing them. It's better than burglary or theft. He'd be like, no, I was just trying to break it because they didn't know what he was doing. They just seen him doing there. Oh, you're vandalizing. He's like, dude, here I am pulling off a straight burglary, robbery on these machines, get like $100 a pop, and they're calling it vandalism. It's like a slap on the wrist, 5 days, versus maybe the 6 months you would have got if it was a theft. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, Vandal, start calling him Vandal. Then it's funny because I'm at Wasco, A-Yard, Mainline, and they're talking about some dude named Peanut's going to get beat up in the gym from Bakersfield. And I'm like, I got to see this. I didn't know there was Peanut and Jim from Bakersfield. We're walking a lap, we go to see, look in the gym. It's Vandal. He comes down with some handcuffs, and they're saying, all right, Peanut. I'm like, it's not Peanut. It's motherfucking Vandal. I just switch up his name because Vandal got in trouble. You feel me? So then it's going to be Peanut all of a sudden.
So it's like you were saying he was hiding from his name. You had to take on Splinter. Yeah. So you said, what's a good county jail story that will lead you into WASP? You know, like you're not getting out, but I think they send you to some place called the Farm or something if you're doing a long time, or is that correct for Bakersfield?
You're talking about the county jail?
Yeah, the county farm. I've heard you mention it before.
Farm. Yeah, I brought the farm quite a bit in my videos. The farm would be the male minimum. It's a great spot to be. They call it the farm because they literally used to have cows out there and chickens. And it's funny because they had chickens, they'd feed the inmates, right? And they'd be out there working and getting the eggs. And then Farmer Brothers, which is a real farm, right down the road, said, look we'll sell you chickens we'll sell you eggs for like a nickel a piece. They're like, dang, we could save a lot of money. We'll get eggs for a nickel a piece. So they said, okay, got rid of all their chickens, start buying them off Farmer Brothers. And overnight they raised them from a nickel to a quarter. Like, ha, got you, sucker. And now their chickens are gone, so they're stuck because they didn't write in a contract. You know, that's kind of a funny story. So they got worked. But yeah, the farm, that's even before my time. Like by the time I start doing time on the farm, the chickens and the fucking cows are already gone.
So just for, no worries, bro. Just for a timeline, this is in the early 90s?
Yes.
Okay, so when everything, you know, even when a low was low, it still was a lot different than it is today with people who were serious about their business, man. So I remember this one story, man, that's always stuck with me about getting the pieces from the roof of black.
Getting pieces from what?
Something happened where like a Pice or something threw like a balloon or something of a black on the roof, and you had to climb up on the ladder and go up and get it.
Yes.
So I don't remember that whole story, but yeah, I know that's a story from the farm. So can you please tell that one?
Yeah. It's kind of crazy because actually a good friend of mine, Bo, that's not his real name, so it's his nickname. I might throw it out there, but Bo was out there and he was hitting big time, these big chunks of heroin. By the time I got there, he was already gone. And it's like, man, I wish I'd have been out here with him because it's my dog. I'd be in. But there's dorms, how it's all like the yard's in the middle and there's dorms all the way around it. So up here on the very, very top, you have 5 and 6, and then you have a big gap and you have 7 and 8. So over in 7 and 8, they tried to throw some heroin over the fence and it ended up getting stuck on the roof. And so we tried all kinds of devices. You know, you try getting like a couple bars of soap with like a string and you throw it there and you try to like, you know, pull it down like a grappling hook. And then finally end up having to just go up there and just grab it. Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, what are you going to do when you're sick, right?
Oh, there's a lot of things you don't think you'll do when you're sick that, or chances you'll take, you know?
I mean, it drove me crazy for about the first 4 days. His hair and then it was up there.
Oh, yeah. And so you're sick the whole time just thinking about it, not sleeping. Like, fuck, man, I could just go get there.
Gotta get there and get there. And that's like so that's like an escape. You know, an attempted escape with the kitchen for doing that. Yeah, that's
oh, really?
Trouble.
So so the way how'd you get it? You just got a ladder, man, and just said fuck it and went and got it?
On the side there's an area where they hang the mops. And we do pull-ups off it, and it's fashioned like a little ladder over there on the side.
I got you. So you're at the farm now. What is the case that sends you, the first case that sends you to Wasco reception?
First case sent me to Wasco reception would be my first term, which is terrorist threats. Same old one. Because after a while, what's that?
No, I just said, damn, man. They like, I guess they piled up. Sorry for
yes, they piled up. And after a while, they quit being misdemeanors. They just start turning into felonies. See, same with like a petty theft. Like if you have 3 petty thefts, I think 4, the 4th one or maybe the 5th one turns into a felony. You know, they just after what, same with DUI. I think it's like the fourth one. Now it's a felony because you have so many priors.
Mm-hmm.
Then they finally I got this terrorist threat, went from a misdemeanor to a felony. Pretty messed up. That one was really messed up too, man, because I did flip all the way out on that one because I had 2 daughters, right? So that's some kids that are involved. And she gets remarried, which I knew about that because her best friend called and told me that she's dating some dude, some boss of hers at work. Because we were still kind of like talking, but I didn't know she's dating this guy. No, essentially like, I'm dating him. Yeah, I'm going to get married. Really nothing I could do about it. All right, whatever. Then I hear she's going to move. Straight up move all the way to Sacramento because the dude's job. Then I'm really flipping out. I'm wanting to see my kids. She's like trying to hide it from me. So then I just go to their school. Show up out of the blue. They're at preschool. Hang all day, out all day. And she shows up. She gives me a ride because I think I took a bus there. And then I had asked my daughter where she worked at because she was getting married to her boss. So she couldn't work there no more. She had a new job. And my daughter told me she's working at Mercedes-Benz dealership, secretary. So, but when she came and picked me up at the school and gave me a ride, that Monday was going to be a holiday. And the teachers had said, don't bring your kids. I said, hey, bring them to my grandma's house. I'll be there. I'll pass a drug test. It's going to be my daughter's birthday. You guys are leaving to Sacramento. Give me action. I'm visiting with them. She's like, I'll ask my husband, being a jerk about it. I was like, ask him. So then she ended up not even showing up, bro. And she kind of act like she was. I was pissed. I called that Mercedes-Benz dealership, dude, and let her have it, bro. I probably called like 50 times. Cussing her out. Yeah.
I mean, she tried to take the kids from you, basically. I mean, she did,
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Any loving father would be
their
upset.
hands, bro, by doing that. Because all she did was call the cops, snatch me up once again, terrorist threat. Now it's a felony. Had to go do a prison term. So yeah, it was all bad. I should have got some lawyers involved and handled it the mature right way to get the kids, but I didn't know all that.
Yeah, I mean, you were young, man. I mean, we live and learn from our mistakes. So were any of those calls recorded because it's a dealership and sometimes they have that this call might be monitored, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, they weren't recorded, but how I got was I was in my grandma's house and they literally subpoenaed my grandma and asked her, like, hey, did he say this and that? She's like, yeah. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, whatever, grandma. So which I didn't expect it to. Handle yours, granny. So she got up there. Yeah.
You can't really, can't really get mad at her.
No, I can't blame her. Yeah.
But so your Wasco reception, I mean, you got a lot of stories from Wasco, but what was the first thing you saw that fucking gave you PTSD? Like you're just like, ooh, man, I wish I didn't see that.
Oh, like something that I disagreed with.
First thing you saw that, like the first stabbing, the first thing that like really stuck, like maybe it wasn't the first thing, but the thing that stuck with you in your mind where you got wide-eyed when you think about,
Okay. Yeah. First thing I saw, man, probably be my first term right there in H1 when the Southsiders jumped this dude, one of their own. And they didn't use no weapons on him, but sure looked like they did afterwards. And that's when I figured out too that, I mean, the cops don't give a rip, man. It's like they do stuff, they intervene when they want to. So I know they clearly had to see it, so it's like they let a lot of shit slide. It's like a cop out driving around, like you see some expired tags, like, man, does he feel like pulling you over? Does he feel like doing the paperwork? So and that poor guy was screaming for his mama, and they're stomping him out. What they like to do there is they like to grab both ends of the bunks and just let her rip. I almost wanted to jump in and intervene. Like, okay, that's enough, guys. Like, he's had enough. Like, shit. Mollywopped him, dude. So it was yeah. Beat this dude up pretty bad. Knocked him out. So then comes back to you with another kick. That's kind of weird too. He can knock someone out with a kick, wake them right back up with another damn kick, and then they go right back out.
I've seen that happen, man. It's like with punches, they're out, and then all of a sudden, they're on top of them, bang, and they're like literally, like their eyes are open, and they're out just by the way their eyes are open. And all of a sudden they come to, and it's like all of a sudden, like they're looking straight, and all of a sudden they look at you, and it's like it's creepy, man. But
and snoring too, huh?
What's that?
The snoring.
Oh yeah, if they get in certain positions, like they're like choking, bro. It's like, oh my god. But so you're Wasco reception. You're there for how long did they give you for your first term? How many months or years?
I'm gonna give my first term. It's kind of messed up, man, because they gave me only 16 months with half, but I fought the case for a while. And when they busted me, but it's weird how it went down. They arrested me for a misdemeanor terrorist threat, and I pleaded out to and got another one of those 5 months. And then they brought another one against me, a felony. And so while I was fighting them, when I finally got sentenced, they didn't give me no time credit because they said you're already doing time on a misdemeanor. So I'm doing like 90 days of dead time basically. So I ended up doing 2 years on 16 months, which isn't bad. And I apologize. A full year, 12 months on 16. I didn't lose any time. I didn't really kick up any dust. I was at somewhat of a soft spot when I finally got to mainline and didn't do anything. So
Okay.
and I stayed to answer your question, I stayed at Wasco. You stayed at reception for about 60 to 90 days.
Okay. And then in reception, they mostly keep you in your cell, correct? You don't really get much yard time?
No, not when you're in the cell living, but I was in dorm. I was in H1.
Okay.
Big 200-man dorm. A side, B side. You got like 100 dudes over here and 100 dudes over here. Day room in the middle. 2 TVs. One's for the Southsiders and the Woods and Paisas, and one for blacks.
Okay. Man.
Bulldogs weren't any in there, and no North Daniels. So yeah, it's basically the blacks and the others.
Okay. And so what would you prefer to do? Dorm or cell living?
Oh, cells all day long. Cells are much better. Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. Yes.
More privacy?
More privacy. Your time just goes faster. You just get into a more better program. You don't have to be around a bunch of different personalities and yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then also you get the door locked so you can sleep. All you got to worry about is one person, right?
Yeah.
Well, quieter. I mean, if the cops pop it, but yeah.
And there's the quality of people too. The quality of people that you're going to see on D-Yard. You're going to see a lot more of the homeboys. You're going to see people with higher points, people doing a lot more time, more likely to bump into somebody who's somebody. To where if you're in the dorms of Wasco, you're going to be around the first termers, the youngsters, people, you know.
The wild kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get out after your first term. You happens you start running amok in the street, you get a job. What happened? Because I know you absconded a lot, but what happened and got you in trouble again?
Yeah, I absconded from the gate. I didn't even try to go see my parole officer. So, oh, let me tell you why. Okay, I almost forgot why myself. Sometimes I have to be, okay. What happened was I get out and my case is on appeal because listen, I called her, like I told you, 50 times. And they gave me a charge for like, okay, he called at 9:52, there's a charge. He called at 9:57, there's a charge. He called at 10:03, there's a charge. That's how they racked up all these charges on me. Which that's why I was doing time for a misdemeanor when I was fighting a felony, because they had so many fucking terrorist threat charges, because every time I called, they racked one up. But they can't do that because the same argument, same course of conduct. Like if I come steal your car 5 times tonight, you're sleeping, I steal it, drive away, bring it back, steal it again 5 fucking times, keep bringing it back. Is that 5 GTAs or just 1? Because I stole your car. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not 5, is it?
I personally, I don't know, but to me that would fall under double jeopardy.
Yeah, I can't
trying
remember
you for the same thing, double jeopardy or something. Yeah. So
they sent one course of conduct, so I had it on appeal, and I thought I was gonna win this appeal, dude. So I get out and I do not report to parole, and then I get a letter in the mail saying, you lost your appeal, and I'm absconding on parole, bro. Like, and I just never reported, ever. That's why I did 8 years of violations. I did 8 whole years of violations.
Damn. Okay. So you just didn't want to deal with the bullshit, or you just didn't want to drug test? Like what, you just knew you were going back anyway if they tested you, or what was your thinking?
Well, a lot of those. I have a real weird thing. I'll go, since you asked, I'm gonna go dark on you real quick. Let's go dark, and then I'll just tell you the truth.
Okay.
When I was 5, I was kidnapped from a park, and I was taken to the bathroom that's connected to the park by a pool and sexually assaulted by this guy when I was 5 years old. And barely made it out of there, and he gave me PTSD and it fucked with me. So to go in a bathroom and have someone stare at me and try to take a piss kind of fucks me up. I'd just really rather not do it. So I even asked to get blood or just hair. I just don't want to do it. Can I spit in a cup or something? Or can you search me? Totally pat me down.
Swab my cheek. Swab my cheek in the fucking waiting room. Something like that. Just like swab my cheek in the waiting room.
Yeah, something. So yeah, I just wasn't really feeling it, dude. That's why the only time I ever did good on parole, I did 7 months, and I did not abscond. I got in, checked in, because I had inherited a house, and I had an equity loan on it. And I knew if I didn't pay $50 a month on this equity loan, they'd come steal the fucking house. And I couldn't count on anyone to pay it for me, and I'm not going to lose this house over $50, dude. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I kept my ass out. The only way I can get this drug test and my parole officer would always call 2 guys in at a time. And while one was peeing, one's supposed to wait, and then when he's done, you're supposed to step up. And I'd always pee while he was peeing, dude. And I could do it so slick like that. And no one was watching me. And my parole officer would say, Chris, you're supposed to wait till he's done, then you step over in the toilet. I can't have you peeing over in the corner of the bathroom. So I'm gonna be done. Here you go.
Yeah.
It was, you know, it was perfect for me, bro. But yeah, I don't like that, dude. You know, it makes it a little uncomfortable.
Hey, man.
And plus, to be honest, I knew I was doing drugs. I knew I was going back. I'm homeless. I'm just getting out, living here and there and here and there. I'm gonna fucking be willing and dealing and stealing. I have no intention of programming for them. So why even bother?
Yeah, man. It's unfortunate what happened to you, bro. Like, I don't like that shit, and I understand why you didn't want to be in the bathroom with anybody. Period. You know, even
Yeah.
yeah, I don't like that. I don't like going to the bathroom in public, bro. Like, I'll hold it, and nothing like that ever happened to me. But I couldn't imagine,
Yeah.
bro. It's fucked
Crazy.
up.
I got fired from my job once for a stupid ass reason. And they took me to the bathroom. They had a urinal and they had 2 guys, one on either side of me, flanking me. And they're actually like leaned in. And as they're going to be here all day, I'll never, ever be relaxed enough to pee with you guys flanking me and staring, man. Like, give me 6 feet full. And this is like before COVID, and I still wanted that 6. Like, hell no, man. At least give me an arm's length, right? Back up.
Man, so they actually, for a job, they actually look at you?
Drug tested me, yeah. 2 guys, too, went in the bathroom, and they're all like this, and they're like,
damn.
trip, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know they
second
did
day
that.
of work, too. It was my second day of work, bro.
So they already hired you and they're giving you shit.
Yeah, I worked all day Monday, and then I went in Tuesday and got fired like 9 o'clock in the morning. I fucked them, this is stupid shit. So,
At least you didn't get fired on your day off, right? So you get, what's that?
it was a good job too.
I mean, I'm not gonna ask you what it was but it had to be something good if they're gonna look at you, because if it's like a warehouse job, they're probably like,
Oil fields.
oh, oil fields. What, man? I'm surprised they even drug test for that, man, because so many people are out there tearing their bodies up. They got to do something.
Oh, they're strict now, though. They're strict on that now. Back in the day, they didn't give a rip, but they're very strict
Probably
now.
too many accidents.
Yeah, and they don't even like hiring parolees no more. Like, you come in all blasted back and stuff, fresh out the pen. They used to love people like that. That used to be the go-to. As soon as you get out, go to the oil fields, man. They'd snatch up all the parolees they can get. But now they don't even like, no. We had a couple bad things happen.
Damn. So probably fires and shit, or smoking a cigarette next to the oil, and
Yeah.
fucking whole place goes up. So you're out, you're absconding. What happens when they like when you went back for your second term?
My second
What
term,
happened for them to get?
term,
Like, how'd you get? Hold on, real quick, brother. What happened to? How did they catch you when you were absconding? Like, where were you? And then,
well, after my first term, I had, like I said, because I had like 6 violations before I even got to my second term. You know, because how it works when you get parole, they give you 3 years of parole. Then when you get a violation, they add another year. So now you got 4 years of parole. And you can either give the 4 years back on the streets, being clean, like you're clean 6 months, it comes off, boom, 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 you get up 4 years out on the streets clean. Or every time you do a violation, like you have 4 years of parole, you go do a year violation, now you have 3 years of parole. You do 2 6-month violations, now you have 2 years parole. So you could burn your 4 years up doing time. And that's how I gave back. That's why I gave back my numbers, both of them, by doing time. So, but after my first term, I did all those violations, burned up that 4 years. Then as soon as I discharged that number, I picked up my damn second term for burglary GTA. Got 4 years.
did you take them on a chase, like when or they just like?
But they caught me outside the car. It kind of messed up how it happened. Yeah.
Okay. So you get burglary GTA, right? How long did they give you for that?
4 years.
4
And
years?
I did. Yeah. And I did, I think, close to 30 months on it.
Okay. So it's just what, under almost 2.5 years. It's happened, right?
2.5 years. Yeah.
Okay.
I went out of state. That was pretty sweet.
Pardon me?
I went out of state. Met some Californians doing transfer. Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Man, a lot of people want to know about that. So, like, how do you qualify for that? Or like, and then what's it like over there? Because I heard it's like they got Xboxes and. and the
Mhm.
rent-a-cop and all that stuff. They don't care. They
Yeah,
let you do what you
yeah,
want.
that's true. Yep. Yeah, the cops are not, because in CDC and regular prisons in California, they're with the business. You know, they got the green uniforms on, those dudes. Yeah, they're with it, man. Yeah, you go out there and they must, I think they're making much less money. They're like, yeah, Walmart security guards are not nearly as invested in it. And they come and go. It's not like a job like a CDC. They get, those dudes are there forever. They get that job, they never leave it. For them guys, Arizona, they'd come and go and they weren't invested in it. But yeah, it was awesome, man. Who qualifies anyone? You just can't be a lifer. And I didn't want to go. A lot of us did not want to go. We tried to 602 it, which is a formula pill.
Hmm.
And what they tried to do, a lot of people were getting on psych meds. And then they got to the point they wouldn't even let you get on the psych meds because you can't be on psych meds and go over there. So you get that green ducket. It tells you, hey, you're going to Arizona in 3 weeks. It's like, oh, panic time. I'm going to get on psych meds real fast. So like I said, they got hip to it, started denying people. I 602'd it. I still said, no, you're going, buddy. And I was kind of pissed. But I got there and was like, dude, what was I worried about? This is great. Way better.
So they had did you have Xboxes and stuff when you were
Yes.
there? Like, were you okay? So were you
Xbox,
like
PlayStation,
gaming? Oh shit.
TV,
Okay.
remote controls, even in
Really?
like 35, 40 channels. Big,
Wow.
cells,
So
probably about as big as this, man. I shit you not, you could have 6 peoples in there doing burpees. 3 on this side, 3 on this side. Big ass cells, bro.
were they
Crazy.
2-man cells or did they put 3 or 4 in
2-man
there?
cells. Yep, but they're big. You could have easily fit 4 in there. But they would have came
Oh,
by
wow.
and said, "Hey, we're gonna throw 2 more guys in there." They're like, come on in, brother. Hey, what's up, dog? Bring the room.
Yeah. So what where is that? La Palma? Or what was the name of the place? La Palma?
Yes,
Because
La
they had
Palma.
one in, okay, because I know they had one in Arkansas and they had one in Oklahoma. But so La Palma, what were the politics like there, man? Like, because I know it's like
Same exact, and even a little bit more hardcore because we open the place up, and anytime you open the place up, that's when you decide, okay, who sits where. You start dividing up the yard. This is our side, your side. This is our phone. That's your phone. And when you open it up, you kind of like set the standard, the precedent. So, yeah, it's pretty hardcore. There's some shit that happened. There's like some staff assaults. There's a pretty badass riot between the Woods and Southsiders.
oh
And it's
shit.
crazy because it was
That
on another yard. It was on another yard. And usually you're like a little bit limbo. Their politics are different. For instance, you're at Soledad North Yard, you have A yard and B yard. If the A yard kicks and riots, does that mean B yard needs to start kicking and rioting? Sometimes. It just depends. You know, like CMC West, you have 10 dorms on 1 yard, CMC West. If number 2 dorm kicks, none of the other ones will. They won't. So, and then like I said, Soledad, A yard and B yard, just depends. And so there, we opened this place up and the whole other side over there kicked off. And then we were over here out of our cells. We knew Woods and Southside just got off. We're like, should we get off over here? We don't even know what they were fighting about, but it was over there. And then we started grouping, bro. It's getting ready to go down, and they slammed us real quick. Came in with the guns and shit. So pretty hectic, man. And then they let
damn.
a Southsider in the Wood out to talk about it, to go cell to cell, to say, hey, calm down. That was over there. Don't worry about it. And when they let the Wood and the Southsider out, the Southsider stabbed the Wood up a bunch. Crazy. And they're coming out
Damn,
supposed to be
man.
like a peace talk.
Damn.
Yeah.
How outnumbered were the Woods
What was that?
from the south? How outnumbered were the Woods from the Southsiders? How many
Pretty.
more
I'd say
Southsiders?
not too bad. Probably just 2 to 1. Not too bad.
Yeah.
I've been
Oh,
way
man,
worse than that.
pretty
When we were
much.
getting
And
into
then
a riot and Mesa Verde, TCF against the Southsiders, we were in the middle. There's probably like 20 of us, maybe 30 tops, and 70 of them. And they're surrounded us in groups of 10. It's like a group of 10 here, a group of 10. It's like surround us, all these groups of 10, dude. And we're like in the middle. So that was pretty hardcore. And then you had the Wood shot caller and Southsider shot caller over in the corner talking, and everyone's eyes are on them. Just the scene. If punches starts getting thrown, then you know what time it is. But they end up shaking hands, and you know.
yeah, that's actually for the best for everyone. 20 on 70. Wow. So after La Palma, what do you get out from La Palma or do you go
Yeah.
somewhere
Well,
else?
they made a rule when they did this out-of-state transfer. All the states like Arizona said, now you can't release these guys here. You know, we're not going to have you release Splinter onto our streets. He just did 30 months. You're
Yeah.
going to dump him in downtown Arizona, drag his ass back to California, let him go there. So 90 days before your parole date, they'll pick you up and take you back to California. And they sent me to New Delano, which is a level 4 180. New Delano is, but they have a level 3 gym, and I went into the
Okay.
gym.
So the highest level, what was the highest level you ever hit?
Level 3. I never did go to
Man,
level 4.
luckily, thank God.
Yeah, luckily.
Who
'Cause that's
knows what would have
that's
happened?
real prison. I mean, you have like level 1 and 2 and level 3, and then you have like level 4 180. That's where, you know, no hands
That's
policy,
yeah,
and that's the real deal Holyfield right there, man.
yeah. I wouldn't. I mean, some people like that shit better because of they say the respect level and everyone. But I mean, level 3, man, they still get off. I mean, so you're
Yeah,
at
yeah.
level New Delano. So that what is that? North Kern
Kern
or is
Valley.
that Kern Valley? Okay, so
Kern Valley.
and they sent a lot of hardcore people to that place, man. Even on level 3, they drop down points and all that. So like you're in the
Yeah,
gym, man.
right, right.
Did it ever kick off when you were in that dorm before you left, or was it?
It didn't kick off. It got crazy a couple times. Well, the whites removed a dude. The dude's level 4 180. The Woods removed a guy, and they poked him up, and he bled everywhere. And they came out on the yard and cut his clothes off of him, and took his boots off of him, and took him away in a stretcher. So when we come out to the yard, the Southsiders run over there and pick up his boots. Like, do they want them? Like looking at him, and we're like, hey, wait a minute. This came off a white boy. Sure, he got removed still, but that's our stuff. That came off a white boy. You can't come over and run over and act like you want it. And so that created quite a bit of tension right there.
Damn. So that's your first level 3 yard,
Nope,
and
I
then
did
no.
I had a P number, and then after my P number, I did all level 1 and 2, and then when I came back on my F number, I did all level 3. So I've been a
Okay.
Soledad level 3, Corcoran level 3, the COCF La Palma level 3, and the Delano Kern Valley level 3, and that'd be about it. In the D yard, in reception, the cells.
I mean, a couple of those places like Corcoran, Kern, I mean, those places are all going to roll and they don't stop.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pretty
you got the
hardcore.
shoe and Corcoran. So you get out after you're out North Kern. So now you're out and about. See, obviously you said you don't report. So you're absconding already. You're running amok. What's the next thing that gets you caught up?
When I left Arizona and I got out from Kern Valley, when I got out, dude, I had a big, sick inheritance waiting for me. $160,000 cash and a big house that's given to me. And I still didn't report, bro. I still didn't report. I was still absconding. And I'm like, had a nice truck, like a Silverado on 24s. I'm like, I'm going to get pulled over and just have to lose this thing. I wasn't registering nothing. And I did lose a lot because I wasn't stable enough to keep any of it. And I, made a lot of bad investments and invested in people I should not have. And even when I was in jail, dude, doing a program called ICDTP, I had $30,000. And I called my bank after being in jail only 60 days. And I was down to 7. And my mom and the girl I was with at the time, who I let stay in my house, I was in jail, found my checks and wrote all kinds of checks, dude, for over $20,000.
Damn, man.
And I called the bank. I was like, I was in jail. You got to give all that back. And they said, okay, we have to file a police report and then go to jail, which of course I'm not going to do. I'm like, no. Until like 6 months later, I was like broke to the curb and called them back. All right, police report, is that all you need? I'm on my way. Fuck those bitches, they're going down.
So, no,
I would never do that.
So they wrote a bunch of fraudulent checks and then you couldn't get the money back because you weren't going to report the fraud.
You have to file a police report and you have to go to jail the only way. So I'm not going to do that. And it was my mom, my girlfriend. And so my mom blamed her and my girlfriend blamed my mom. So it's like, and it's messed up because when the cops came and raided my house, I told them, let me call the bank to shut down my debit card, shut down my bank account. And they let me do it, took the cuffs off. I called the bank, hey, I'm going to jail, shut down my account. But still they were able to use checks.
Man, so I know there's a little famous story that you have, you seduced your parole officer, right? Or you got high with them. I can't remember. I can't remember which one you got. You got him loaded or you seduced?
Yeah, I took over his pad. It's a guy. So
okay, yeah, my apologies. My apologies.
No,
I was
trying
to remember. Yeah, my apologies.
It's all good. Yeah, it's the dude parole officer. There's a class at the parole office called the STAR program. And if you have a bunch of drug tests, it make you go 8 hours, dude. Sit there and watch films and hear all kinds of boring talk, like for 8 hours about drugs, whatever. And he taught that. He was a professor that taught that. And somehow he started buying speed off my buddy. And my buddy came and picked me up. It was weird how I bumped into him. And he's like, hey, come to my motel room. I got this parole officer dude's there. And I was like, what? So I went over there and he was all talked out. And he's telling me how he's trying to quit drinking. He's an alcoholic. He drinks whiskey all the time. And I was like, well, I'm a real bad heroin addict. Maybe we could help each other quit. He goes, take down my number. I took down his number and just forgot about it. And like 3 or 4 days later, called him, came pick me up. And I went to his pad, pretty much took it over, dude. Took his card over. I was making him buy every day. We'd go to Walmart in the morning. I'd make him buy a Walmart card, $100 Walmart card. And I'd buy a gallon of milk. And I get like $97 change back cash. So
there you go. Yeah, I used to do.
Him on his way to work at the parole office and turn his house into a drug den. My little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
And it got raided by parole, dude.
So what happened to him?
He ended up getting busted. He got busted for like resisting arrest and like not letting them in and for like a syringe and stuff, and lost a job, lost his house. Parents are real rich from LA. They own a business. I guess he went there. But I guess apparently I heard through the grapevine he got his job back at the parole office. I don't know how, unless I don't know.
It's we don't need to get in that.
He was a drug counselor, dude. That's what he did. He went to school to be a drug counselor. And what it was is it made him curious. Because he's teaching about drugs, but yet he's never done none. He's just read about it. And he's like, what is this stuff I'm teaching about, talking about? Maybe I need to try it so my education will be more complete. And he got hooked. I OD'd him twice. I mean, you remember that in my story?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. But if you want to hear that story, go to his channel, Prison POV. It's titled, what was the video? I believe it was what you just said. My parole officer, I got him, he OD'd twice on him or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He tells the whole story.
I got my pulses strung out, I think.
Yeah. Got my that's it. And he OD'd twice, man. It's a crazy story. You guys need to go to his channel, Prison POV, and check that out. So after all that, man, you're back on what you're. Okay, so how many terms did you do?
I've done 2 terms and probably like, I don't know how many violations, 10, 12. Like I said, 8 years in violations. Well, no, not 8 years, about 7.5. Remember, I told you I did 7 months clean that one time when I had the house. So that 7 months came off my parole. So 3 years and 5 months in violations. I'm sorry, 7 years and 5 months in violations.
Okay, so but let's go to the time, like the last time, right? The last time you went in and then you've been out. So what did you go in for your last time?
The last time I went in is I did after I got out of Delano and I was on the streets, I had that inheritance. I caught a couple of violations, but they had this thing called ICDTP. And it was like 90 days in and then 30 days out, and a drug rehab type thing. They're trying to like, help with the drug problem and all that. Instead of just locking you away in prison, trying to come up with a few drug programs. So I did that ICDTP thing a couple of times back to back. Then I went to Corcoran. Then when I got out of Corcoran, I caught a violation. I went and just burned out all my time on D-Yard. Never left to a prison. So that was my very last violation. I just burned it all out on Wasco reception.
Okay.
And that violation was for, she'd have to give me a minute. Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember that store. I got in a fight. The dude's girlfriend called in and reported it. And it's funny because since we fought and we went, I actually dragged him from the bedroom into the bathroom. Quit, little boy, and go down. I dragged him from the bedroom into the bathroom, and they called that kidnapping. And then he had a scratch on his nose. So yeah, I scratched him. Homeboy, I'm saying I was throwing punches, but somehow I managed to get a scratch in there. And I scratched him on his nose, so it was a bloody nose. But then wrote it up in a police report. They made it sound like it was a crushed nose, bleeding out his nostrils. It made the police report sound way worse than it was. They tried to give me 12 flat, a whole year violation for that stupid fight.
Yeah.
And it was made in mutual combat. And I ended up fighting it and just getting.
So you get out, what year? 2015 or when was the last time?
Somewhere around there, maybe a little bit later.
Okay, 2015
or so, yeah.
And you've been out straight since, right?
Yes. I only got busted one time since then, bro.
Okay.
Walking down the street with a syringe in my pocket. And of course, when you look like this, the ink, you're gonna get stopped and messed with a lot. That's what I would, Anyways, I'm just walking, minding my business. The sheriff see me, does a U, comes over to search me, pass it down, even though I'm not on parole, probation no more, for his safety of mind type shit, and finds a syringe that I bought at the store, Walgreens, and writes me a ticket for it, takes it away. I'm like, I bought that at Walgreens. That's mine. Like, you're stealing from me right now. You have the receipt? No, but I bought it, and it's not illegal. They sell them at the store. Anyway, I had to go to court, dude, and I met a public defender, and she told me they want to give you 2 weeks. She goes, will you take 2 weeks? I was like, no, I bought it at a store. They're legal. How the hell are you giving me 2 weeks for something's legal? No, we're going to do busting, give me 2 weeks for buying a pair of shoes next. What's up?
Yeah, you can buy them over the counter. And then in California, they legalize a lot of things. They changed the laws. I mean, it's like what, paraphernalia, but I mean,
yeah, they're totally legal.
Yeah.
But they have the option to say no. So I remember going in time and trying to buy them. They'll be like, no, just because they know you're going to be a junkie with them. So,
Yeah, man, pharmacists, even when you have like a legitimate medication and like all the paperwork, like, bro, I had to one time just to get my pain meds, I had to literally bring in my fucking MRIs and all this shit. I'm like, bam, stop messing with me. I'm not here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you literally they think they're the police, bro, and they mess with people's lives. And I don't think they understand, man. Like, I got a friend right now, they're giving him shit over benzos, bro. But if you don't give it to him, he's gonna die from the withdrawals.
Yeah.
So like he comes in shaking and shit. Like, I'm trying to help him get him off. But like, bro, when you come in, you have the shakes. The next thing that's gonna happen is a seizure, and he's gonna flop and brain damage or whatever. But that stuff, man, benzos and alcohol, it scare me, man. Those withdrawals scare me, man. I've been through the benzo, but
dude,
like
I lost my mind. I lost my straight up mind, dude.
Yeah, man, it's
Clonopin. Yeah,
that's what. No worries.
I think that's why I went in and lost my mind. County jail.
Oh yeah,
I took a county jail shirt, a brown shirt. It's a V-neck, and I put it around my waist. I thought it was shorts. I took the sleeves and I tucked them in. I thought they were pockets. And on the shirt right here it says Kern County Jail, and I thought it said Volcom. I thought I had a pair of brown Volcom shorts on, and I wear them around my cell, dude. Boop. And people come to my cell like, whoa. I was so crazy, dude. They literally, in hindsight, looking back, they were scared of me. Like, they wouldn't really push up on me or nothing, bro. And I just whacked out shit, man.
Is that when you were on them or when you came off them?
Came off of them.
Oh,
I'm guessing that's what happened. I for the longest time, because I wrecked my car, I nodded out and wrecked my car, I went to jail. I thought I got head damage from the steering wheel, but I was taking clonopins. So everyone's like, no, it's probably just a clonopin withdrawal.
Yep. And then that's dangerous. Did you have any seizures?
No. But dude, I sat down and in county jail, especially, the politics are rough. In Kern County Jail, like black and white, just no way. Just had nothing to do with each other. I sat down with a black dude and started playing pinochle with him at the black table in front of all the white boys. And they're like, oh, what the hell? The dude who had this dude named Billy, he's a skinhead who had control of the pod, thought I was trying to heart check him. He's like, you're trying to heart check me. You're trying to see if I'll even do anything. Do you think I won't have something done to you? I'm like, no, I know you will. I apologize, brother. I'm not thinking clear. Just out of it, dude.
And the benzos, they slow you down so much, bro, you don't realize until you come off them. Because literally, like, when I was in the hospital, they had me on that shit, bro, and they had me on Valium because I was having muscle spasms and I didn't want pain pills. So I took them for a couple of days, and I just would literally be in mid-sentence. I think I even called you, bro, when I was down there, and we talked
a couple of times.
I literally was talking to you and be like, what was I talking about? Like, literally stop in mid-sentence, bro. Like, they slow you down so much, and they're so dangerous to come off of. I don't understand why they hand them out like candy. I understand why the pharmacists are doing, but at a certain point, if you see a guy who's got a 30-day supply, 90 pills, and he's taking them, you can't cut them off.
Yeah.
But so you get out, you've been doing all this good stuff now, positivity. So you started a channel, I think like 2017, called Methadone Detox, right?
No, 2 years ago. So it'd actually be 2019.
2018.
2018 then? Okay,
2018. Because I know you went on 23andMe in 2019, and then you would change your channel. So yeah, so you started the channel, and you wanted to show the process of coming on methadone, because I mean, man, dude, Badger told me that it took him 9 months to cold turkey that shit. 9 months.
That's what I've heard, dude. I've heard some horror stories like that, bro. It stays in your bones. Or it doesn't, if by the book, it does not technically get in your bones. I guess that's what it feels like. So yeah, I heard it takes a while, dude.
So and then you started, pardon me? And then you started you started the process, and then I think you tapered too quick.
Yeah, I got messed up. What happened was, dude, I did the quick drop in 3 weeks, like 37 to 35 to 34, you know, all the way down to 1. And it wouldn't went good. Everything was going good, but someone gave me some Subutex, 20 of them, and said, here, you know, take these. I'm scared my dog's gonna jump off and knock this phone. Take these, and if you have a rough day, take one. Well, every day after that was a rough day. I wake up, rough day, you know, so even I was coming off the methadone, I was freaking taking those damn pills, bro, and it was messing me up.
Wait, they didn't put you in a precipitated withdrawal?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Man, that methadone must have binded super strong or something. Wow.
You know what I was doing? I just got to go all the way there and just admit it, be totally transparent. I was snorting them. It wasn't the orange ones. It was Suboxone, not Subutex. It has the stuff in there, whatever. These are Suboxone. You can crush them up. They're 2 milligrams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This Suboxone's the one that has the naloxone. And bro, if we're just going to be completely honest, they say you can't shoot them or snort them. They'll make you, nah.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything in your system, you can take them. But and it'll fuck you up, man. But the Subutex, man, I remember one time I took a Subutex. They're like, oh, there's no naloxone in it. You're not gonna still put me in precipitated withdrawal. So the naloxone doesn't do shit, bro. It's just a myth. In my personal experience, maybe it affects everyone different, but
yeah,
that butte, man, just kicks everything else off.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh man, have you ever been through that? Like literally, you're like looking at yourself in the mirror and like you feel it coming on, and your fucking pupils go.
Yeah, it was so weird because I was doing the Suboxone, whatever it was, and then I went back to the methadone clinic and I wanted to get on the buprenorphine, whatever. And it started off at 2, then 4, then 6, and 8, 10, 12, 14, all the way to 16, the max. 2 big 8 milligram pills, dude, under my tongue in the morning, trying to dissolve. Like, it wasn't even doing that for me. I had to go back to the stupid ass methadone. Bro, my own worst enemy. Own worst freaking enemy. And then it was crazy because I was only like at about 30 or 40 milligrams, dude, when I did that drop. And then when I got back on it, now I ended up ballooning all the way up to 100. So how was I at 40 and I get off it to go back to 100, man?
Well, it's fucked up what they do to people, bro. You don't need 16 8 milligrams of buprenorphine, and you don't need 100 milligrams of methadone.
I know exactly. Like I've been dropping, dude. I can't even tell. You know, I'm dropping five at a time. I was dropped from 195.
I don't understand why they put people on. To me, bro, that you're not helping people. You know, you're not helping. And what they should do is they should taper you down, get you off, and then okay, if you need something for the cravings, we'll put you on 5 or 10 milligrams a day. That's it. You don't need.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. But then they started the maintenance program. Let's just put you on maintenance. You know, it's supposed to be you come in, you're kicking heroin, and they give you that to help with the withdrawals. You know, baby step you off it, boom, you're clean. And they can do that too if they wanted to, but they wouldn't be making near as much money. They're making a grip of money with this maintenance.
They're basically dope dealers, in my opinion.
Dope dealers.
They don't help you, and the cure they're giving you is worse than the fucking disease.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The withdrawal, dude. How can they create something like that? You trying to tell me they couldn't create something that withdrawals a little bit less hardcore than that?
I'm sure they could. They've been saying, oh, we're coming up with pain pills that, you know, will kill pain but not get you loaded. I'm like, well, make sure that you don't come with withdrawal with that. You know, if they can do that, they can do something where the withdrawal is not as bad. Because like, but the problem is if you don't withdraw, people aren't going to stay on it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, figure it's like $300 a month, dude, they're making off everybody.
Well, I mean, how much is that? Okay, so if I just say I've never been to methadone, right? But say I walk in my first day and they want to put me on 40 milligrams. How much is that going to cost?
$300
a month.
A month, yeah, like 325 or something.
So some of these places I looked into, they want like $16 a fucking dose, $15 a dose. I'm like, because I was curious. I'd never do it. I was just looking into it. And I was just like, wow, man. And then I've heard the horror stories, and then, you know, like, and then your story, it's just like, and then even with Suboxone, bro, those withdrawals are worse, are like twice as bad as what you're on, but not as 4 times as bad like methadone. It's still like in the middle. And it's like, no, man, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. And then they don't give you nothing when you go to jail, which is like torture in itself, isn't it? I don't know how you could be on methadone prescribed, and then you go to jail. They should give you a detox, dude. Bring you off of it.
In the Bay Area, they if you're on benzos or alcohol, they'll ask you and they'll actually give you something so you don't fucking die in there.
Yeah,
So
not here.
yeah, that's horrible, man. So you're out now. You're doing your thing with the channel. It blew up because you're entertaining as hell, funny, and you can tell a story and keep attention. And
Right
man,
on,
this
brother.
interview's
Appreciate
flown
that.
by, man. Yeah, man. And thank you for your time. But
Thank you,
now,
man.
yeah. And so you're, what are you doing today? Like, you know, I know you're studying to become an electrician, and then you got sick. We don't have to go into that. You can go to Prison POV, check that story out. Man, it's fucked up. I remember you called me. You thought you were gonna die.
Yeah, got real sick, got me out of nowhere.
Yeah, man. I was like checking in on you, like
I'm barely bouncing back from it.
yeah, dude, you dropped weight like I did, and like
I know, bro. I got stuffed up overnight, dude.
Yeah, it just fuck, man. And so thank God you're better now. So what is it you're an electrician, you're doing the channel, and you got everything going right today. So like, what are some of your goals, you know? Like obviously to become an electrician, but
yes. I'm sorry, you hearing my dogs too much? They messing with you or no?
No.
Can't really hear them. Okay. Yeah, my goals, yeah, get a job, man. I haven't been to work. I'm itching to go back to work. I can't wait. The last job I had was on the drilling rig. August of 2019, I got off so that I could do the detox, methadone. And then COVID and all that happened. I had a job. My unemployment was running out. I had a job at the Nestle, the ice cream plant. And then COVID and all that. So then after COVID, I went to school. And so, yeah, I'm itching to go back to work. And I keep getting messages from this person, darn it. Yeah, I'm itching to go back to work, man. And I got a real good friend that I've known since kindergarten. Happens to be a superintendent of a big company. He knows all kinds of electrical companies. He's gonna plug me in. I already went to work for one. He plugged me in before my class even, dude. And I failed the freaking drug test for this farm electrical company. He worked on the power lines and everything, dude. And
oh shit.
For methadone and weed. And they said if it was one or the other, we let you slide, but both, it's like, can't use you. So
well, weed's legal and you're legally getting methadone. So what happened if you got a prescription?
I didn't take the prescription. What I did is I took a drug hider, a drink.
Oh, I remember that. And it was like charcoal and it made you sick. It like pulled on the methadone.
Oh, no, that was a different time. That's a different.
Okay.
This one was I took it and I couldn't pee. I got to the drug test facility and I just could not pee, dude, and it was bugging me. So I just started drinking pounds of all kinds of water, even though I was gonna wash out the blocker. I just, I was struggling, dude, because what we talked about earlier, I was going to drug tests, I had a mirror, this guy was staring at me, and I couldn't pee, and it was like causing anxiety. I was like, screw it, bro. I was going to pound water where I have to pee, even though I'll have a dirty drug test. I don't care. I was down there a couple hours, dude, and it was starting to mess with me mentally.
Yeah, when they make you wait and shit, it sucks. But so now you're moving on. You're almost done with school, right? Almost.
One more class, yeah.
One more class, man. Fucking we gotta fucking come down to Bakersfield and have fun, man. When you graduate. Yeah. And so man, I remember I always mess with you, right? We're like, when are we gonna start a band, bro?
I know, we need to, man.
Yeah.
We need to, brother.
We got 2 guitarists, we got a lead and a rhythm, and then I know a bassist, and then I'm gonna get an electric drum set. You know, I'm looking into that like January, December, like, save up, because I took a part-time job as well. So along with doing this, so it's like having 2.5 jobs, but I don't mind. It keeps me busy, bro. Like that's the main thing. We got to stay busy. So, but like I told you we we're going to talk about music and stuff. So I just wanted to get in with the band. So like, we like a lot of the same stuff, right? So this is like bonus stuff for people. But we like a lot of the same music. Like I said, you're a lead, you got all the licks and stuff. And I like coming up with riffs like James Hetfield and stuff and stuff like that.
Peanut butter and jelly, huh?
Yes, sir. So man, I've sent you like some of the stuff I come up with. Some of it's not good, some of it's all right, and then there's like 1 or 2 that are actually we both really like. I just want you to get like man, we could probably even start a YouTube channel with making music and stuff.
That'd be awesome, man. Yeah, that's what I do. I figure if I drop down, if I play for like a half hour, and if I record it, if I get 1 or 2 cool things out of it, everything you play is not going to be good, You just shred for a while and you'll find some cool little, oh, that was tight. Oh, that was tight. Pull the cool things out. And yeah, since it doesn't matter, dude, with all this technology, this day and age, even though you're in Florida, I'm in California, we can still, bro, email the music back and forth. And like I said, channel, build it together. I think it'd be tight.
Yeah, man, that'd be fun. And then I know there's a lot of metalheads that follow us, dude, because I've seen you talk about music on your lives and stuff, and all of a sudden we get like fucking Slayer and all this stuff.
I know, I know.
So like we could make a following, man. I think honestly,
Yeah.
I just think we could do it. Like,
Build it and they will come, brother.
yes, sir. Hey, man, that's a good movie. That's a good movie.
What movie is that from? I don't even know.
Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner.
Yeah. Oh
Man,
my
I
gosh,
wouldn't
man.
take. I know you're not a big sports guy, so I'm surprised you've seen that. That's
And yeah, I just for some reason I grabbed that.
yeah.
If you didn't tell me it was from a movie, I might have thought I made it up.
That's what's up, man. And so I think we're gonna wrap this up now. I think we got like over an hour. So hey, man, thank you. That's a bomb ass interview, bro. Straight fire,
Good
man.
interview. Enjoyed chatting with you, brother.
Hey, man, we'll do it again sometime.
Part two, you're gonna have to come over to Prison POV, homeboy.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, no, we'll get something set up, brother. Absolutely, man. So once again, his channel is Prison POV. It's prison space POV, just the letters, no, nothing like that. Right there, POV crew. Like you see on his shirt, POV. That's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
So do us a favor, go tune into his channel, check out the stories that I was mentioning. Man, you'll be entertained. Straight bangers, man. Hey, Splinter, thank you very much for your time, man. I appreciate it.
Some respect for you, Sandman.
Yes, sir.